Does this make sense to you? Gold is down $300 from its all-time high that it reached not too long ago. Silver down 30, 40, almost 50%. Well, there's a new narrative floating around Wall Street that's beginning to gain momentum, gaining some traction, that will be great news for silver, for gold, for the precious metal mining stocks. We know that over the last few years, silver, gold, and the mining stocks have been obliterated thanks to our good friend Jerome Powell at the United States Federal Reserve, even my local Fed governor, James Bullard. He's contributed significantly with this hawkish talk that has pushed down the value of our friends silver, gold, and the mining stocks. But what is going on now? What's starting to gain some traction that I believe strongly could spell brighter days in the future for silver, for gold, for the mining stocks? Let's talk about it right now. So right now, it's all but certain that in later September, in just a few weeks, the Federal Reserve will raise rates by 3/4 of a point. That's been generally accepted by the market, priced into silver and gold right now. The continued hawkish behavior by the Fed, even the ECB, the Bank of Canada, all the major central banks from around the world are in a fury to raise interest rates. But there's a new narrative, and I'm hearing this from several in-the-know people, that the Fed is eventually going to raise their target inflation rate. Right now, the Fed claims to want to keep inflation right around 2%. Well, if they raise that up to 4%, which is what I'm hearing whispers of, that will be rocket fuel for the price of silver and gold, because that will signal a more dovish tilt from the United States Federal Reserve. And you're hearing it first, right here in Ron's basement, where you've decided to join me today. And I'm glad you're here. You're important. You, wherever you are in the world right now, the most important part of Ron's basement. Thank you for giving me some of your time. If you enjoy my video, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, turn on the bell notification, and leave a comment in the comment section below. You can be critical, you can be supportive. Whatever you share is important because we want to learn from you and about you. You see, the Fed is trapped. Their only option at this point is to raise the inflation rate. That's how the argument goes. Because there's so much debt in the system that the only way, mathematically, that they could ever pay it off, the government, business, consumers, is to have the debt inflated away. Now, I could be wrong, and these people that are prognosticating that we're going to have this higher inflation target could be wrong, but I'd invite Jerome Powell. Jerome, you are officially invited. I'll move the bear, you sit back there, and you explain to me how if you get inflation down to 2%, that the U.S. government would ever be able to pay off all the debt they have, notwithstanding the debt that's held by large businesses and consumers. It's just mathematically impossible. And the other reason is because this inflation that we do have isn't just a monetary phenomenon. The monetary policy did absolutely affect the inflation rate, right? And the 25 and 30% inflation that we experience when we go to the grocery store. Have you been to the grocery store lately? I mean, it's disgusting. Things are up like 100% in a lot of areas here in St. Louis. Nonetheless, this inflation phenomena is also being caused by a reduction in supply. They're saying there's going to be less food available. There's less oil available. There's less of major components of our economy that are available. And when there's less things available, that means the supply side of the supply-demand curve goes down. That makes prices go up. And as more people throughout the world, people like you and me, begin to realize what's going on, as the smoke starts to clear and the mirrors are folded down and the truth about the underlying fundamentals behind the monetary system become more common knowledge, the value of the US dollar, unfortunately, will very likely go down. That'll also put more inflationary pressure within the US economy, again, being a very supportive factor for silver, gold, and the precious metal mining stocks. So because of a series of poor monetary decisions by our leaders at the United States Federal Reserve and our politicians who were very short-sighted, the Fed is finding themselves increasingly being painted into a corner. And in that corner, there's two buttons. One button says pain, and the other says inflate it all away. For right now, Jerome Powell is acting, right, putting on a show, talking like there's going to be great pain. But in the end, the only option, the only viable option will very likely be to just inflate it all away through high inflation, which jives with this new narrative being developed on Wall Street that the Fed will eventually raise their target inflation rate, and that will all be good for those other things that we like, silver and gold, right, that are sitting over there in the corner. They've seen this show several times over the last thousands of years and have always held their value, and they'll continue to do that this time around. Hey, just my opinion. I could definitely be wrong. One thing for sure, it'll be fun to see how this all plays out, and I'll be here with you through it all. We'll navigate these choppy waters together. Until next time, you, yes, you, be well.